rare and true blue people. And I'm blessed to know, and I know that we all feel the same way, that we had a real friend. We had a real friend, and she was a beautiful person. And the thing that I will take from her is the ability to take any situation and spin it into a positive thing. I don't care what it was. So when you think about when Brandy was singing about I won't complain, when you're complaining about things that really don't have a bearing, just look at Tiambe's life. Even down to the end, she was able to smile. She was able to give us positivity. I remember several years ago, I worked at the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, and my boss was getting on my nerves. I had a very negative attitude, and I was giving historical tours. And Tiambe somehow snuck on one of my tours, and I looked in the back of the room, and all I could see was her smile. And I'm like, oh, and that just changed my total, I was like, oh my God. And it just really pepped me up because she was able to inject her positive spirit into every situation. And to her parents, I just want to say thank you so much for raising such a beautiful woman. You guys are amazing, and it reflected in your daughter. And I just want to thank you for sharing her with the rest of us. So as we leave here today, I just want you to take each and every positive smile, every positive memory you have of Tiambe, and never let it leave your head. Never let it leave your head, because I will never have a friend like Tiambe, and I know that, and we all are blessed and fortunate to have known her. Thank you.
I do encourage more people. I know it's a difficult thing to do. I'm struggling here. We all love Tiambe, but what comforts me is by hearing what other people had to say about her. Because people I don't even know, that I've never met, when they talk about Tiambe, I'm like, that's her? That is her. And it's so interesting how, she's just so consistent. Because I think her consistency came from her trueness, her realness, or the goodness in her heart. She was just a good person. She embraced, everyone that she came in contact with. I shared my experience on Facebook. I hate that we have to keep saying Facebook. But I guess, I'll share it here now. I met Tiambe in 1994, a freshman at Temple University. And I'll never remember, I was pretty shy when I got to college. Like, I didn't talk to anyone. So right now, this is very difficult for me, so, But I remember I was just sitting by myself somewhere, and she came over, and she, tapped me, and she's like, hi, I'm Tiambe. What's your name? And I'm like, who is this person? But okay, hi, I'm Misha. And she's like, well, where are you from? And I said, oh, I'm from Guyana. And she said, oh, I'm from the Virgin Islands, St. Croix. Didn't really know much about St. Croix at the time. And literally before I knew it, Tiambe had whisked me away and introduced me to 10 people. And literally that's how our circle started. And from this day, I look at some of the friends that I have, and I'm like, how do I know this person? If I lead myself back, is that Tiambe brought them in and said, hey, I need you to meet someone or whatever. I love that she was able to just bring folks together. It's just really amazing to me, and it doesn't matter what situation she was in. It was just the gift that she had. And again, I take a lot of comfort in just hearing, different experiences that people have had. And, although it might be difficult, it's okay to cry, as we've heard. That's a part of the grieving process. But I would really like to hear from some other people, who have come into contact with Tiambe and how she affected you, how you met, and then, we can go from there. So I invite someone else to please come up and speak.
Okay, so I met Tiambe in 2005. We did documentary together. after we met, we were planning a trip together. Her boyfriend at the time, Drew, was like, you can't go with this girl, you don't even know her. And from that point, it was on. We never, until I moved, I never went a month without seeing Tiambe. She moved in down the street, lived around the corner from each other. We, at some point, we both had money, it's a long time ago. We used to get on a plane and go to Miami like 5 times a year. And she would call me, let's go to Vegas. Okay, let's go to Vegas. And it's all we did. I don't think my old boss is here, so I can say that we just got to work. And we just had a good time. We had a really good time. But it, you know, it was more than that. She was always there for me. I could call her any time of day or night. I called her my therapist. And I would just go and say, Tiambe, this is what's going on. And she'd say, okay, let me turn music down. And she would have her little counseling sessions. And she was just such a huge part of my life. I'm going to miss Tiambe. You know, I still right now, when stuff happens, I'll just think, oh my God, what would Tiambe say? And I can hear her in my head, and I just know what she would say. We had an amazing time together. She was one of my best friends, and I will always love Tiambe.
Good afternoon. Some of which I'm about to say I said on Facebook. So please forgive the redundancy if you read my dissertation on Facebook. I met Tiambe in September 1994. Actually, Quincy introduced Tiambe to me. I don't know if he remembers that. That was 20 years ago. But in the breezeway of Johnson and Harwick Hall, that's where I met Malik, and that's where I met Misha. And we had the Virgin Islands connection. My people are from the British Virgin Islands. She's from the U.S. Virgin Islands. And instantly, I mean, it sounds like everybody else, but instantly we clicked. We would stay up till 4 a.m. playing cards, knowing we had class an hour later. Down at the Wild Pizza, eating chicken wings and things. And we just had a really great time that freshman year. I was like, is this what college is about? We would always go, we would have a fire drill every single day in our dorm, and we would go to Malik's dorm, and we would play Taboo and hang out. So I was cool. Even after that, as we got older, she helped me. She helped me when I was pledging. She stuck me food. She stuck me in the closet when somebody was looking for me. She was like my little angel. She really was. And even after we left school, our friendship continued, and it blossomed into like she was like another sister. I went away to Seattle for grad school. She came to visit me. Every time I was in a show, I'm an actor, every time I was in a show, she would come and she would be right there. You know, I would be in New York or wherever I would be, Tiambe would be there. Even after she was diagnosed, she came to see me in a play. So, throughout most of the major events of my life, Tiambe was there. She was there. My birthday, she would call me 12 a.m. on the nose to wish me happy birthday. She would text me or call me. And I would call her August 29th, 12 a.m. on the nose, and we would talk. She knew my family. They loved her. So I stand before you in sadness, but I also am happy because God anoints our friendship. This is the first time that I've lost someone at this age. I never thought that I would see someone that was close to me at 37, we're the same age, gone. And the last time I saw her, I told her I loved her, and I gave her a kiss. I didn't know when I would see her again, but Tiambe, there's none like you. And I'm so blessed to have had you as a friend. And I'll never, ever forget what you've done for me. You were a friend to me even sometimes when I was not a good friend to you. So, people like that don't come by every day. So, I do agree, this is a teachable moment. Love one another. Tomorrow is not promised to us. I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd be standing up here eulogizing a close friend. And here we are. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kenny Holly, and I too met Tiambe at Temple University with my line brother in the front seat here. So my experience with Tiambe started actually through Clarence, us going through our pledge process and her sneaking us food and all this stuff. And I remember one of the funniest stories was, you know, us going through our process, we weren't allowed to eat certain things and starving to death and all this other stuff. And I was like, Tiambe, bring some food to my room. And she bought this dry sandwich. And I was like, Tiambe, where is the mayonnaise? She said, you told me you can't have mayonnaise. I said, they told me I can't have mayonnaise. But can you put some type of condiments on it? So just the stuff like that. Like Tiambe was always in our corner through our process, and she was our rock. And even after we were done, she was just very, very supportive of everything that we did as a chapter and just individually. So